Sacred darkness, sacred light, earth beneath us, souls in flight, songs of love and love of life, guide us to our hearts. Sacred darkness, sacred light, earth beneath us, songs in flight, songs of love and love of life, guide us to our hearts. Mother of darkness, mother of light, earth beneath us, souls in flight, songs of love and love of life, guide us to our hearts. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, Erica and Alexandra. Hi, I haven't seen you in a while. Good morning, Andrea. Good morning, Alicia. And Dora's here too. Amy, yay, Amy DeGraw. Peterson is Liza's mother. And Liza's one of my favorite people. Amy has also joined the list of favorites. So I'm glad to see you here this morning. We should have a Zoom meeting coffee. Good morning, Ramona. It's good to see you here. And Lily Cleveland, are you new? I don't remember seeing your name before. Meryl Reed is here. Kathy Silva. Hey, Mary Jane. We're planning for Gloucester already. Just letting you know. Maria's here and Darlene. I have some Facebook users who remain nameless. I figured that out, guys. It's like StreamYard wants you to like acknowledge who you are before they post your name. Good morning, Linda Tomini and Marcy Koch. Is it Koch or Koch? I don't know. I'm probably mangling it. Good morning, Cherie. Oh, Lily Cleveland is new. So could you put her on the list for card pulls, babe? Yeah. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're streaming simultaneously on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live. So, hey, full moon blessings. Good morning. This is Sunday Morning Tea and Tarot, and I'm Valerie Friend. You can find me on all the social stations and check out the YouTube channel. You might be seeing a little magic coming your way there. Hey, Carolyn. Good morning, Martial. Yay, yay. Oh, it's Koch. Okay, got it. I'll try to keep it. Good morning, Andrew. Good morning, more Facebook users. And oh, Dora loves my necklace. Do you want to know what's going on with the necklace, Dora? So here it is. My hair looks like shit. And I really need a hair appointment. It needs a cut desperately. And I couldn't even deal this morning. So I'm like, put on a pretty necklace. Nobody will notice your hair. This is how I think in the morning, I'm telling you. Good morning, Cheryl Salter. Good morning, good morning. Yes, Ramona, full moon blessings. Although we're past the peak, still pretty full. Might be pretty beautiful tonight if you've got a clear sky. Hey, Kathy Bushnell. Good morning, good morning. Hey, good morning, twins.
Good morning. Yahoo!
We have Natalie here with us and Amy, as per usual, being my number one wing witch.
And Lacey.
And Lacey. Yes, Lacey is always near Amy. Do you know this about Lacey? Do you know how I serve her like selflessly?
You? I mean, come on, look what Natalie just did. Natalie just brought Lacey breakfast in bed.
Okay, Natalie spoils Lacey. Yeah. I care for Lacey with like loving attention. And you know what? She only loves Amy. She'll do anything for Amy. If she can't find Amy, she gets all anxious and we have to give her like some doggy CBD oil. So just telling you, dogs. Anyway, who else is here? Tamara, yay! And Stacy's here, yay! Oh, Mary Jane said hi, Natalie.
Hi. Hi, MJ.
All right, let's get into it. I'm sure we'll have a few others hopping on. If you want to do a like and share of the video, that would be muchly appreciated. And let's talk about the moon a little, because we like to talk about the moon, or I do, and you guys go along with me. So we begin the week, we're just past the biggest fullness of the full moon in Virgo, but it's lingering today for sure. And then we proceed into the waning. We proceed into the dissemination, all the way down to the last quarter moon, the next weekend. So oftentimes this is the point in the moon cycle where we have to pry our little hands off of our magical intentions and hand everything over to the guardian of your soul, to the divine, to God or goddess, to the force that keeps the birds aloft in the sky. So instead of overly focusing on what you've sent out into the cosmos, I want you to consider looking around your earth life and seeing what can be dismantled, okay? Making room for the divine to fill your heart and coffers requires the clearing and composting that is inherent with the disseminating moon. This is also an excellent time to reflect and redirect, okay? Share your work with your truth tellers. What are you working on? What's difficult? What are you proud of? All the things. Get some feedback. Get some feedback. Getting feedback doesn't mean you have to take said feedback. There's no requirement that if you ask for feedback that you got to change your whole jam if somebody tells you something. It's just for your information, for your reflection, and possibly some redirections. So we might be tweaking things a little bit this week between the waning gibbous and into the third quarter moon. Ask yourself what can be removed to make way. Break some limiting habits that you have. Remember that we're getting closer and closer to the spring equinox, the rebalancing and the tipping point that sends us into a new season. What pockets of energetic refuse need to be cleaned out? The more time you spend in the presence of faith and gratitude while you're doing the clean out, the better. Approaching the divine with a sort of give to get sort of mentality. This happens a lot. Let me tell you what it looks like. I'm going to clean out this closet because it's going to be filled with new spring clothes. No, I'm going to clean out the closet because I'm cleaning out the closet. I'm making room. If you actually do clean out your closet, see if you can give your hangers more space. Just open up space in different areas, not to fill it, but to feel it. What does spaciousness feel like to you? Because we're in this consumer-driven culture of more, more, more. And some of us have some shopping habits that have developed during the pandemic. What do I have to do? Maybe I'll buy something because I'm probably going to need it. That's not really what we're going for here. Approaching the divine with a give to get mentality often backfires, not because you're being punished by the goddess, but because that's not how magic works. So, it's like, no offense, but that doesn't grease the way. So bring some rebalancing to this, and we'll see that in the reading. The last thing I want to say about the disseminating moon phase is that stewardship is the form devotion takes at this time. You take care of earth life while the sacred works out all the details of your longings. And I especially want to turn your attention, your third eye focus, towards stewardship of your physical and energetic bodies. During the disseminating moon, I want you to think about exfoliating. All right. You're like loosening everything up and then brushing it away. Last night on channeled messages in moon meditations, we did a little lifting and clearing. And, energetically, you can clear with a feather, you can do it with a fan, but you can do it with your hands too. And I would use feathering motions and just clear and disperse. Do this. You can get your sweetheart or a friend to do the back. You could do a smoke cleanse and step through the smoke. So as we go into prayer this morning, I want you to do a little energetic sweep of your physical energies, your energetic body. Let your shoulders drop. Let your muscles kind of ease. This is a time to rest your mind and muscles, okay? Allow yourself to just for a moment breathe into your heart space and then feel the release of the exhale, okay? Allow yourself to be breathed by the cosmos. As we open the channel of divine love and light and bring forth this message for Sunday morning tea and tarot, I ask that our guides, angels, light beings, and ancestors show up, surround us with love and protection, and bring forth messages that are clear, concise, and actionable, delivered for our highest good, the highest good of all. And we ask this in perfect love and perfect trust. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Woo! Good morning, good morning, good morning. Who else jumped on? Hey, Carla. New moon full moon blessings. Full moon blessings. We're headed towards that new moon, I believe, on March 11th or 12th, but we'll be doing channeled messages and moon meditations again at that time. Stacy says stewardship is a form of devotion at this time. I love that echo because it is so important. When the cosmos is arranging things for you, it's like, do they have room for this? No, they're packed to the highest amount. Their silos are full. So make a little room in your silo. All right, so we're going to head into the message for this week. For you newbies, Tea and Tarot works in 3 parts. We look at the swirl, so what's out there for the collective, the path, how we might successfully proceed through it, and the illumination. What brings it together to fortify us, and hold that word fortification because that's going to be important. Hi, Peach Lace. Which Stradler are you? You must be Penny. I don't know. Maybe you're not. And Kavada Nadu. Hi. Oh, I'm sorry you lost your job. Could you put Kavada on the list as well? We'll pull a card for them. I'm just bossing Amy around here. All right. So we're going to start with the swirl, the collective energy, and leading off is the death card this morning. Death leads us off and is perfect for the beginning of a disseminating moon cycle. Okay? It is absolutely perfect. You can go to all your favorite death card definitions, but this is felt right now as necessary and thorough, thorough transformation that is needed. It's so needed. So that's why the death card is so scary to people, because it's like, you can't stop this change that's coming. You can't stop it. It's coming. It's coming for everyone equally. It affects us all. And I want you to think about it a little differently. Think deep clean. Think systems reboot. Think about tilling the soil. Now, if you hearken back to times of old, tilling the soil was back-breaking work. Honestly, first we harnessed the power of domesticated animals like horses and oxen and that kind of thing to help us with it, because it was so hard to break up that soil. So I want you to know that even though it's hard work, the work of the transformative work of the death card is not easy transformation energy. This is the big one. It's the big one. But it's so worth it because it's been so needed for so long. This is like, this crop didn't work out for us. We're putting it back into the earth all the time, sort of looking at all the work it took to get there. So there's some letting go, and we're going to talk about that in the path. Following the death card, we have the Six of Pentacles, asking us not to just clean and purge things, but to actively participate in redistribution. What can you freely offer to the collective? Where can you give and receive generosity? Pentacles is about the stuff of earth life. Too much is too much, and not enough is definitely not working out either. So I want you to pay attention to where you feel too full or too empty. Where do you feel bloated and where do you feel hollow? Check it out in your physical body. Where do you feel too much in your physical body? Like, I feel too much in my sort of my heart and my throat chakra when I look at our mudroom and look at all the stuff that's accumulated in there, and it just overwhelms me. And I get a little tightness in my stomach, and I just want to close the door really fast so I don't have to look at it. That's the feeling of too much for me. I feel too hollow in the sense that I'm an extrovert who hasn't had any playmates for a year. So where do I feel that in my energetic body? Well, honestly, I feel it in this tightening in my chest. I feel it as like, on discomfort. I also find myself feeling it in my eyes, in the sense that I cry about it. I really do. I cry about how lonely I feel disconnected from a face-to-face magical community. I do. Cry those tears. They're so healing. So, I lost my place because I just am like riffing off in the stratosphere here. So paying attention or doing a check-in about where you feel too much and not enough. Okay? And remember, the opposite of scarcity mindset is not abundance, it's enough in its right size, in a redistributed and fair way. So, next in the collective energy this week, we have the Hanged One, and they're reversed. And I want to tell you, you do not have to prove anything to the goddess, the god, the sacred during any of this clearing process. You don't have to earn the attention of divine intervention. It is not an earned thing. So don't be giving away the store to prove how generous you are this week. Equanimity is the energy of redistribution, not flaunting one's generosity. And this is not just limited to material possessions. What are the thoughts and behaviors that you engage in to try to earn your way to heaven? All right? Do you tell yourself that you're only good in the eyes of the sacred if you're like uber productive, if you are overly generous and leave yourself lacking, if you say yes to things that you really want to say no to? Do you think that there's like a cosmic scoreboard up there where it's like, oh, they get fulfillment points, oh, they get 0 fulfillment points? That is not how the divine works. That's how humans work. That's how capitalism works. That's how transactionality among humans works. But that's not how the divine energy of perfect love and perfect trust works. It's just not. So here's the thing. Death card level transformation is never going to be comfortable. Think of the way the plow blade cuts through the soil, okay? Think of the ways in which our collective soil has been cut and laid open. We can focus on the wounds while also healing them. We don't pretend that our woundedness is not a big deal, but we do move into a place of growth, regeneration, what comes after. Make sense? Let me just tell you how maybe we're going to walk through this week. What are you looking at? Amy is giving me a quizzical look. Did you have a question?
No, she just.
No? You just think I'm so pretty?
I was going to say that. You were just so beautiful.
Well, let's just go with that. All right, the path, how we might proceed. 4 of Swords. It's time to get back into action. You know, we're on the precipice of spring. Spring is a busy time. In agrarian cultures, in tribal cultures, and certainly I'm talking about regionality. Like we're in the Northern Hemisphere, we have a certain thing. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, you're actually getting ready for winter now. So it's time to like get back in the groove. The 4 of Swords tells us that rest time is coming to an end, and the preparations for spring are awaiting our attention. I'd like to suggest that we all do a little reconnaissance mission to see how you've experienced this forced isolation, another meaning of the 4 of Swords reverse, of this last year. You know, I'm feeling this very profoundly right now because I know my last day of school last year was March 13th. So it literally has been a year since I've gone into the school that I love. Think about the things that have gone on during forced isolation period due to COVID. And Do a little writing in your journal. Don't just think about it. Remember, things that get written down make they're more solidified. Four of Swords also speaks to us of illness, the pandemic. So, no brainer. How can you honor the losses sustained over this past year? Some other meanings that are derived in readings for clients of mine or yours. When you see the Four of Swords in reverse, you think about losses, you think about layoffs, you think about rejection, you think about banishment. These are all things that have been circulating in our lived remembering this entire last trip around the sun. So it would be foolish not to do a little post-mortem on the last year before we head into spring. To move on without honoring the suffering is spiritual bypassing. But lamenting endlessly is martyrdom. One of the other, needless sacrifice comes with the Hanged One. So let's listen up to how to come out of our isolation. And then we're going to walk into the Eight of Cups energy. I often call this card the sad goodbye. But at some point, we must walk away from the pain, having learned the lessons, with the will to leave some stuff on the table. I can't take this with me. I can no longer carry this. And I must go on my journey. So I'm going to honor that which I'm leaving behind, but leave it nonetheless. Next, we have the Hermit reversed. If there's ever a come out wherever you are, these two together could definitely be that. And what I heard from this card this morning is that if we go back to normal after all of this, then we have most definitely missed the boat. We have missed an opportunity for growth. We have missed the wisdom of the ancients and the elders and all the other things, all the other lesson keepers that you've interacted with this last year. There's often you lost a job that you really liked and you can't bear to look back at the pain because it's so profound. Well, you can't walk on into the future and face your future challenges if you're holding on to a bunch of cups that are no more. They're empty promises of something that didn't happen. So we're going to leave them behind and we're going to walk forward. Are you walking away with the lessons learned? Or perhaps are you cutting away people, places, and things without looking at your own role in the situation? Well, I'm unfriending them and I'm not going to do this. And that person is dead to me, that kind of energy. If you're not mining a situation for your own participation in the situation, you really are missing a grand opportunity to find out what you're really made of. Okay? The stripping away energy this week may leave you feeling a little bit vulnerable. Letting go is the lesson of this disseminating moon. Boy, maybe I should get a drink. I feel like my lips are sticking together from my lipstick. This is my sticky lipstick. What does releasing with thanks and devotion look like to you? Even if it's sad, even if it's sad, what does it look like to you this week? I would love to see pictures. I don't know if all of you know this, and maybe some of you don't care about this, but I was having a little gastrointestinal issues, and I have had to give up cheese. Now, anyone who knows me knows that there is probably nothing more in the world that I love than cheese. I love it. I love tasting all the different cheeses. I love stinky cheese. I love everything about cheese. Cheese and bread, and I would just be happy, 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 except for this little gastrointestinal thing that I've been having, which became more painful than my love of cheese. So me and cheese, we had to do a sad goodbye. And I released that. And it's hard. It's sad. I look at cheese with longing. I went to our new Trader Joe's this week, and I looked at all the cheese with longing. And I even did a little meta blessing. Hope everybody who gets the cheese loves the cheese. But for now, cheese just causes me pain. So I had to do the sad goodbye. These are the things I'm talking about. It doesn't have to be, oh, I'm going to have to break up with my entire family because they're all Republicans. You know, you might need to spend a little less time with them. But the ones that cause you so much pain with every interaction, if you come out of an interaction with a friend, a loved one, a family member, a colleague, and every time you're in the presence of that person, you feel drained. You feel, even you might feel angry, you might feel frustrated, you might feel annoyed. Any of those kind of things are indicators that maybe a little sad goodbye time would help you out just right, okay? The illumination. Let's get to that. So if you let go of some things, snap a picture and put it in our group, Tarot for Real Life, and see. I'd love to see us share what we're actually leaving behind, even if it's sad. And you might not be able to take a picture of it because it's a feeling or it's a concept, but you can write about it. You can make a meme. We have loads of really good meme makers. What?
The word with a pretty background.
A word with a pretty background works for me. Good idea, Nat. The illumination. So good this week. Strength. Here's the secret sauce for the first week in March. Strength, the number 8 in the major arcana. It's a good card because building resilience is something to pay attention to while we work with this disseminating moon energy. It's like one of those things. It's like when you're making a recipe and you don't have one of the ingredients and you're like, what do I have that I could substitute for this? And then you make something even better because you took up the mantle of, yesterday for me, it was soup. I wanted to put macaroni in my soup. I had no macaroni. And then I found these spicy beans that were even better. So, resilience, pay attention to it. You are more resilient than you think you are. What have you learned about what works and what doesn't work for you? Strength is kind and gentle. It's generative and loving. It's graceful and grace-filled. And it really wants you to have faith in yourself the way the divine beloved has faith in you. Okay? And how I I do this practice for myself is I hold my arms like I'm cradling a little tiny baby, little tiny brand new newborn baby, full of potential, everything in front. And I imagine myself in the arms of the beloved, the goddess of my soul, the blessed one I call out to. And I just imagine like looking into my own eyes as a precious new moment, newborn baby moment, and filling that space with love. It's time to do that. It's necessary not to earn strength points with the cosmos, but to know that you have integrated the lessons that you came here to learn. To know that you're in your own heart, that you have made friends with some of your beastly qualities. The number 8 is just so chock full with power and regeneration energy. And remember, we had an 8 back here as well. You may think that leaving things behind disempowers you, but in fact, no. It's the special mojo for resilience, is letting go of those things that continue to harm you. Okay?
You gotta wash that man right out of your hair.
Do we? I don't think we have any men, honey, here anyway.
No,
but there might be some. I try to break up with the patriarchy all the time. So maybe that's it. I want you to tune into this resilience energy with proportion and balance. Tune into releasing things in proper measure, remember? And if it takes a little elbow grease, because it's a death card moment, that's okay. That's okay. You can do it. We can do it. We can support each other in doing it. We can start building a list of our resilient qualities rather than our deficiencies. Instead of what do you need to fix, what do you have that makes you stronger? What do you already possess that you've just rediscovered because you cleared away the debris in your physical and energetic bodies? What does release actually afford you? I'm gonna pay this amount of money to get this thing fixed. And then after it's fixed, I feel like, oh my gosh, I didn't even understand how much that was causing me pain. But once it was fixed, I could really feel the spaciousness of it. I love the approach that my therapist has to, building resilience and strength rather than, Valerie's Virgo sun would like to deconstruct her character defects all the time. And then my therapist, Wendy, will say, oh, let's take a little detour right over here to Resiliency Town and build a little inner strength. She doesn't say it like that, but, and to be fair, I don't say it like I said it to you. Deconstructing my character defects often turns into me swearing and banging my fist, my head against the wall like a toddler. So it's good to redirect. It's good to redirect. And if it takes some work, just know that it's worth it. And that's what I've got for you today. What do you think, gals?
Sounds excellent.
Do you have some resiliency projects you can get on this week?
Yeah, gearing up to be out in springtime.
Ooh, yeah. All right, I have totally ignored the feed. Oh, Nancy Main says, I left my husband during lockdown. It was an abusive marriage, and over the last 6 months, I have been grieving the loss and honoring the lessons. With the approach of spring, I'm feeling the need to move on. Oh my gosh, Nancy.
Congratulations.
What a huge transformative moment for you. I am so glad that you are safe and that you are away from those who cause you harm. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a little choked up about that one.
That's a big one.
It's a big one. It's a huge, huge step, and I wanna just hold you in energetic love and trust.
You're a role model. You're a role model.
Oh, Stacy Ann says her sad goodbye is really sad and a kind of devastating one. Oh. I'm sorry, sweetheart. Really, give me a call. We need a phone call. We need a phone call. Just me to you. All right, let's look through. Hey, Darlene Myrick, who loves cheese too. And Tina Lindley is here and saying giving up cheese is traumatic. I'm so sorry. Right? Do you know that I have like fake cheese and fake butter now? It's not as good as cheese. I just want to tell you that.
The fake ice cream you've been getting has been really
good.
The
fake ice cream, the cashew milk ice cream is my personal favorite choice. But yeah. Giving up cheese is terrible, and I didn't do it until I was actually in so much physical pain one night that I thought I was going to have Amy take me to the emergency room. It hurt that bad.
You haven't given up bread.
No, I'm not giving up bread, and I'm just going to put my fake butter on it, or as we call it, fudder. All right, let me show you the decks I've got for card pulls today. How are we doing on time? Pretty good.
Yeah, because we're
not bad. So since I
all day.
Since I used the traditional deck, I brought out the Wildwood Tarot to do card pulls with today. Nice deck for timing markers. I also have the Moonology deck, which is an oracle deck that I've been playing with lately. And I got out one I haven't had in a long time. It's a teeny tiny tarot of trees. I love this deck. I particularly love this deck for doing tarot magic because it has no faces. And sometimes the magic I do, I don't want to attach any of the faces that I would like to see involved in this. It helps me to release control over where the magic's going and who it's affecting, which is good for me because, you know, sometimes I get into a little revenge situation with my thoughts and magic, and then the goddess sort of corrects me gently but firmly. So the little Tarot of Trees deck is great, and it's just the perfect size if you want to carry a deck around in your bag too. So those are the decks. Who do we have? Do you have the list? I told you a couple of names for sure.
You told me one, but I didn't write it down because you just rattled it at me so quickly. But
oh, boo.
The one that I did.
I think it was Lily. Her name was Lily. I'm looking through the feed.
The lady we just talked about. Marcy? Was it Marcy Cook? No.
Maybe. Hey, if I said we were going to pull a card for you, could you put it back in the stream because there's too many comments for me to like check this out. And Shoneen is asking for a card for Alexandra. So from the Moonology deck on the changes coming to her. So let's honor that. We love it when you advocate for each other and really hold space and maybe ask when somebody else doesn't feel confident asking that for themselves. But obviously, because this is requested, I'm gonna, just make it as open as Alexandra would like to be to the message of this card. And what I have is the new moon in Cancer for you. You and your loved ones are safe. Really nice message. It was showing up in protection. So I think you're feeling, Cancer moons are all about the feelings, the water, the emotion, the nurturance, the caring, the devotion. And I'm getting that in this change atmosphere, you might be feeling very emotionally unsettled. And what I'm hearing is, along with emotional fatuousness, often comes self-doubt, double, sort of double checking everything, not trusting your intuition could be at play here. And so I really would suggest to anyone experiencing this kind of, am I really safe? Can I really lay my burden down? Will I really be held up by the universe? Anybody who's feeling that, I want you to do the meta meditation thing. May I be happy and healthy. May I be safe and well. May I be filled with love and trust. And then extending that out the layers that you can. Maybe right now it's only going to be for your immediate little family circle. May we be safe and protected. May we be happy and loved. May we be held in the arms of the divine. That kind of practice is going to buoy you up rather than, being anxious and sort of making lists about everything that could go wrong, everything that could cause you not to be safe and well. That's what I've got. Isn't this a beautiful card? This deck is by Yasmin Boland. And the imagery, I think, is just so stunning. So maybe, buoy yourself up. Where's your resilience? Oh, Alexandra says we have so many big changes happening for our family right now. I'm clinging to my faith. The universe will hold me, us, and still having a bit of doubt trying to creep in. That's exactly what I'm feeling for you. That, I call them the demonic, the demons of doubt. The demons of doubt really do a job on me, and I wonder if they do for you too. But obviously, I'm a Cancer moon, so I feel ya. I feel ya. Oh, Jeannie's on. Hi, honey. Oh, can we pull a card for Jeannie too?
Just a minute.
I have lots of card pulls.
She'll be here.
All right.
Let's pull one for Marcy Koch.
Marcy Koch. I'm going to pull from the little tiny tarot tarot of trees deck. Was there a question, or are we just doing a?
She'll take a card pull, please.
Oh, ooh! Actually, you're going to get a card pop because this one flew right out of the deck.
And everyone around me has either had corona or the vaccine, and I'm having a lot of anxiety lately.
Well, honey, here's the good news. You are the magic. You are the magician. You are the manifester. You are the transformer of your life. So yes, we are at, DEFCON 5 with the death card transformation, death card level transformation. And honey, you need to harness your magic. You need to do some things to make yourself feel safer, not be safer, because I bet that you are being as safe as you can. But this is a time for you to sort of take control, build that resilience, tell yourself, vaccinations are on the way. There is an end in sight. We will move into a different energy. and do the things that support that. If you spend all of your time in the energy of anxiety, it's hard to direct your magic effectively. Even though you've got all the tools you need, even though, the flowers are blooming in response to your energy, even though the tree is just brilliant in its color and its composition, we still look at all those things and say, yeah, but what if I get corona and die?
Oh.
We all do it. We're all doing it from time to time. You are not in this alone. You are not in this alone. So do some magic. Do a thing each day. As you put your mask on to go outside, say, no germs will pass through this mask. And claim it to be so. Use your magical hands. Bless the fuck out of everything that you do to provide safety and protection to yourself. And then do some magic to help you feel less anxious. So that would be, like being in the moment. At this moment, I am safe. I don't have COVID, and I'm not going to die this moment. Some of the things that I do to bring me into the moment is running my wrists under cold water. It's a really good little reset for anything, for a lot of different anxiety or frustration vibes. Just run your wrists underneath the cold water and say, in this moment, I am safe. In this moment, I am held. Just tell yourself how protected you are. So practice some resets and community. If you have some good resets for COVID anxiety, I would love it if we started a feed in Tarot for Real Life and sort of talked about the magic that we use to help ourselves de-escalate, deactivate anxiety, the things we do to ramp ourselves up so we can maybe do a sad goodbye to those things. For me, if I get COVID fear craziness going on in my head, and I've probably been the most anxious about COVID in this family, I think.
It's kind of like, yeah.
Natalie's a close second, but I think she just talks about it out loud more than I do. Because I don't want to say those words out loud.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that I still don't feel it. So one of the things that I've had to sad goodbye, not just cheese, I've had to sad goodbye the news. I really was on a tear there for a while, and my screen time was up to here, and it was terrible. And so I had to sad goodbye the news. So now I just look at a little thing in the morning. I don't check the news throughout the day, and that's been really good for me. All right, who's next?
How about a card for Diane Chumley?
Diane Chumley, yeah.
She's feeling deep sadness for the collective. Could she have a card, please?
Yeah, and deep sadness came up last night too, didn't it, Diane? So I'm going to pull from the Wildwood deck for you. And, well, this is, I feel bad. You had a hard message last night, and now we have the Seven of Bows in reverse. And, that vibe of needless sacrifice is just out there for you. Instead of feeling grief and loss for the collective, number one, I want you to maybe work on feeling grief and loss with the collective. Maybe you could do a little honoring ceremony with some of your friends. Ryan and Matthews named this card Clearance, and that couldn't be more appropriate for this disseminating moon week. But a little resistance is present. Can I really clear that kind of sadness and loss away? Can I really step away and get on with my business, honoring the losses, but also respecting my own need to move forward? That's what I've got for you, Diane. I just love you. And I'm sending you so much love and Reiki if you'll accept it. So hang on, help is on the way.
Let's go over to YouTube.
Yeah. Tamara Johnson?
Yes.
Hey, Tamara.
Card of encouragement.
Card of encouragement.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've been in school 3 weeks and feel so behind and can't get a groove with balancing, studying, etc., along with health issues popping up. If you feel called.
I do feel called. And I'm proud of you for asking for help. I'm going to pull from the Tarot of Trees for you, honey. I don't know if I said it, but this is a deck by Dana O'Driscoll.
What a beautiful deck.
It is a beautiful deck. We're going to just wait for it. There we go. And I have the Magician reversed for you. So I think that you, instead of being the little engine that could and working on your resilience right now, remember the little engine said, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. I think you're sitting there saying, I think I can't, I think I can't, I think I can't.
Oh.
And these are the reasons why I can't. I've got health issues. I'm behind. I feel overwhelmed. This is new to me. I'm not sure I like it. Why did I get myself into this? There is a lot of energy of lies that you are telling yourself that are interrupting your path to resilience. Now, I'm not saying that at all to make you feel ashamed of yourself, because with that kind of message, I could go into self-criticism like crazy. Like, of course I feel this way. I'm a bad witch, so I just want you to get a handle on what you are saying out loud or in your inner spaces, because your word is your wand. The magic words. Are you speaking the magic words to yourself? I think that you spoke one magic word inadvertently this morning. You reached out and asked for help. You said, this is what's true for me. I'm feeling these things. If you are in school, you have already paid for people to be there to assist you. It's part of the price tag.
Yeah, good point.
So you, as a wise consumer and steward of cleaning up messes that need to be cleaned up, need to reach out to the people who actually have not only the power to help you, but the responsibility to help you. They get a paycheck to help you. So I want you to reach out to those people who you can't stay in, your self-deprecating lies. If you turn it around and manifest the right people to help you sort this out. And they are there, I swear. And if you need help, I am super good at advocating for assistance with colleges and students.
Awesome.
So you just give me a call. We'll work out a script, okay? I love you, love you, love you.
Let's go back over to Facebook.
Facebook.
For Marilyn Palmer.
Marilyn Palmer.
And she said, whatever deck calls to you, no specific question.
I think I'm going to pull another card from the Moonology deck, Marilyn. You're a little moon lover like me. Ooh, this is a good one, Marilyn. A good one for this week. Work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. Remember, Scorpio wants to know the truth about the truth about the truth about the truth. And they're willing to go as deep as they are needed to go to get the job done. If you're afraid of something, like the energy of Scorpio will like spelunk in the caves and the mucky depths with you until you find the answer. Well, I'm scared of this. Well, let's figure out why this makes us so scared. Spelunk, spelunk, spelunk. Through the caves, they're damp and dark. You got your little headlamp on, checking out everything. Scorpio is going to be thorough, is going to peruse every inch of that fear cave. Not always pleasant, but always worth it. So let me know how that's going, sweetheart.
Can I request a card?
Yes, you can. Natalie wants a card.
I am for sure someone else. Someone I'm thinking a lot about and miss is MJ.
Oh, Mary Jane Benoit?
Yes.
Yeah, we can pull a card for Mary Jane. We all miss you. We haven't seen you in like 2 years, haven't we?
Yeah,
Since
the
the last psyche party at the Hill. So Mary Jane, I'm going to pull from the Tarot of Trees for you. And, what I have for you is like the awesomest card. This is the extra card in the Tarot of Trees deck, and it's called Regeneration. And look at this beautiful infinity sign among the root systems here. And then I'm going to take you back, of course, to the infinity sign above the crown of the human in the strength card. Super auspicious. Regeneration, doing it differently, growing, from the compost of poo that has been 2020. You are resurrecting that feeling of things will bloom again. Spring, in fact, will spring. And we will be in this new space, this transformed space. Really feed your root system this week, Mary Jane. Like anything that fortifies you, I think would be good. It's sort of like a little bit of, extra special sheep shit to put on your garden beds or something like that. So really nourish that root system. I think it's gonna do you well. And how I would nourish your root system, excuse me, just in earth life, is I always think about, what are you feeding your body? What are you feeding your mind? And who are you spending your time with? Or what thoughts are you spending your time with? Those three things really can help your fortification. So a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and get into a nice balance. Good thing equinox is coming. All right.
You got time for one more?
Sure.
Jeannie,
are you still on? Sometimes she just jumps on and jumps off because she, she has office hours or something on Sunday. Jeannie, if you're there, are you still on? La la.
She can always do the replay.
You're welcome, Tamara. You're welcome. You're Marilyn.
Everybody sent good vibes for MMB as she heals.
Yes, absolutely. I have not heard that MMB is not doing morning cards tomorrow. I'm going to check in with her, though, and make sure that she's up to it. Let me see if...
I'm not sure if there was... I lost my
phone
at one point.
All right. I guess my daughter is off. I want to do one more card pull, but first I want to say I've got 3 reading appointments free for this coming week. My 1-hour readings are usually $110. If you grab one of my 3 readings that's available this week, you can get that reading for $85. So if you're into a little saving of the green stuff and getting lots of insight on an issue, you can message me. Also, I just want to say that we accept tips through Venmo at Valerie Friend. So tip your witch. It's good karma. I'll leave that up. All right. Let's do one more. Do you have somebody, hon? Put your socks on.
Yes.
Do you have somebody? I want to pull another Moonology card because I thought Jeannie wanted it. I'll have to call Jeannie later and read for her.
How about Rachel?
Rachel, yes. Rachel Ocampo?
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Just feeling it.
Rachel, remember what we talked about how I have a whole apartment downstairs that doesn't have anybody in it right now? If you need time out to breathe this week, I want you to hit me up on that. Do you see disseminating moon here? So this is a right now card. This is like during this moon phase, you can stay in the little witch area and just take time to breathe out. The exhale, the release, all of that stuff. The exfoliation is calling to you. And I know that you make beautiful witchy beauty products all the time. So maybe you need a nice exfoliating scrub for your physical body, and then maybe a nice energetic scrub for your energetic body, and a little time just to be and not have to attend to anyone else's needs except your own. So think about it, think about it, think about it. And I will think about you all week until we meet again for Sunday morning tea and tarot.
Okay,
As always, what?
Can I just say in advance, happy anniversary for 9 years of the first kiss.
Oh, okay. So
Blushing, Amy.
this week on March 3rd is mine and Amy's first anniversary, or 9th anniversary of our first kiss, which wasn't that great. We both were like, oh, geez, I could have done better. I could have done better. We redeemed ourselves, so don't worry about it. But, you know, we're going to be celebrating our 9-year anniversary this week of our first date. And so, yeah, that's happening. Hey, babe, I love that you do this with me every week. It is one of the things that just build, you know, you filled the marble jar for sure. And I love you. And I love you. And we will see you next Sunday for Sunday morning tea and tarot.
Bye, peeps.
Yay!